All right, so we will get started today on our mats, seated, easy cross-legged seat. Let's bring the right shin in front of the left shin. And let's just start seated still with the eyes closed, not for very long, but shift side to side so you feel even on the hips. Rest the hands on the knees and then just slide the hands back and forth a few times from the mid thigh up to the knees. And see where they want to stop and rest, where you can still keep the chest lifted, the spine long, back of the neck long. And start to come into your Ujjayi breath. Breathing deeply in through the nose and back out. If the eyes are moving, start to slow them down. Maybe even keep them in one spot. And blink open the eyes, reach the arms forward, palms facing up. The left arm's going to reach all the way up, bend at the elbow, grab that elbow with the right hand. You're just coming into a shoulder stretch on the left side. So keep hugging that the inner left arm in toward the ear and up toward the sky, the elbow. Then you'll take it over to the right. So we're going to get really long in the whole left side body. You're still hanging onto the elbow, finding as much length as you can in the left side body, opening the chest forward. And you'll start to release the right hand down to the ground beside you. You can walk the hand pretty far out. Just make sure you keep the left hip down on the mat. You could even bend the elbow. Some of you might be able to get the forearm down to the ground. Just see where you get the best stretch. Don't strain or push yourself too far. Then you'll extend that left arm. So you were bending it at the elbow, just extend it. And we want that pinky side of the left hand down toward the ground. So the palm should be facing behind you. In fact, you could even play with this. Turn the palm to face forward and you'll feel the rotation in the shoulder. You take away space and then feel the space that you gain when you turn the palm to face behind you, left hand. You'll feel that rotation in the shoulder, and that's what we're looking for. You'll start to come up about halfway, maybe a little bit more. We're coming into a twist. You'll take the back of the left hand to the right thigh, right fingertips come back behind you. Sit up tall first, get as much length as you can, and then just come into an easy twist. So not the deepest twist, just one to start to, you can feel it in the spine, but it's not all the way twisted. And you can gaze behind you a little bit, feeling a nice stretch, especially in the left side of the neck. So you should feel like the left shoulder's drawing down the back a little bit so the left side of the neck has plenty of space to lengthen and twist. You'll start to bring the gaze back forward, keeping the body in the twist. Slowly unwind the torso. On the inhale, reach the arms all the way up. On the exhale, fold forward. Hands come down in front of you. You could use blocks if you want. You can close the eyes, let the head and the neck just come forward, nice and relaxed. Starting to feel where the hips are this morning. Begin to walk the hands back in. So you'll come back to seated, bring the hands back behind you, switch the crossing of the leg. So left shin in front of the right shin, trying to cross at mid shin. So the feet and the knees are more in line. Doesn't have to be perfect. Shift side to side a couple of times. Sit up nice and tall. Reach the arms forward, palms facing up. This time, right arm goes up, bend at the elbow. Grab that right elbow with the left hand. Pull it up, get the shoulder in place. Try not to puff out the ribs. So hug them in a little bit so you get more length in the back and the back of the neck too. So looking straight forward. And then we'll start to tip over to the left. So reach up as much as you can with the right elbow as you anchor the right hip and then bring it over to the left. Chest is still pointing forward. Try not to let it come down toward the mat. And we breathe here, using that leverage of the hand and the elbow to see if we can get some length and encourage this stretch, even though we will soon let go of the elbow. So left hand gently comes down to the floor beside you. You can walk it out. You can bend the elbow. Forearm can come down. Don't forget the side stretch. Keep that right hip anchored. Keep opening the chest forward. And now extend that right arm up and over the ear. Palm facing behind you on the right hand. Pinky side of the hand down toward the ground. Keep opening the chest. And as you root down through that right hip, you're reaching up and over with those right fingertips. So get as long as you can in the whole right side. Make sure you're still breathing. Start to bring yourself back up about halfway, back of the right hand to the thigh, left fingertips back behind you, sit up tall and come into a twist, not all the way, maybe just 3/4 of the way, maybe less. Right shoulder draws down the back as you look over the left shoulder, feeling lots of length in the whole right side of the neck. Keep the body in the twist. Slowly start to look forward. Unwind the upper body. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, come forward into your forward fold, coming into the hip opening on this side. Take your time, feel your way through it. Maybe even keep the eyes closed. Definitely breathe into the hips. Start to walk the hands back in. We'll make our way onto hands and knees, coming to all fours. So as you come into tabletop, let's do a few rounds of cat-cow breath. You can turn the hands whatever way you want to. If you want the wrist opening, turn the hands the other way. On the inhale, reach the heart forward, lift the tailbone up. And on the exhale, round the whole spine, chin to chest. Keep going on your own. Last round, forward and back. Back to a neutral spine. Turn the hands around if you adjusted them. Step the left foot off to the side of the mat. So those left toes point forward, outer edge of the left foot stays down. You start to walk the hands back toward the body and up toward the hips. So you're standing on the right knee. You can pad the knee, put something underneath it, or even fold the mat halfway over if there's any sensitivity there. Reach the right arm up. Left hand goes down the side of the leg, reaching up and over with this right arm. Try to keep the right hip over the right knee. So the hip wants to go with you. You'll keep it in place as you reach over with that right hand. Keep the chest pointing forward. Left hand's really light, resting on that left leg that's extended out to the side. Look forward. And slowly make your way back up. Hands come back to the hips. Fold forward halfway. Bring the hands down in front of the shoulders. Left leg goes back behind you. straight back. So you're pressing out through the left heel. Reach the right arm forward. Get as long as you can on the inhale. On the exhale, curl, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale, extend, get really long. Exhale, curl. This time, inhale, extend, set the right hand down, set the left knee down. Switching sides, right leg comes out to the side, toes point forward. Walk the hands in toward the body and up to the hips. Take a look at the right leg, make sure it's in line with the hip. And then reach that left arm all the way up. Right arm goes down the side of the leg. Left hip over the left knee. Reach up and over to the right. Let the right hand slide down the leg. And then focus on the reach of those left fingertips. Maybe even feeling something in the left thigh as you reach up and over. Slowly make your way back up. Hands come back to the hips. Fold forward halfway. Hands down in front of the shoulders. Reach that right leg back behind you, hip height. All 5 toes point straight down. Left arm reaches forward. Gather your balance on the inhale. Exhale, curl, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl, scoop the belly round the spine. Inhale, extend. Left hand comes down, right knee comes down, back to child's pose. Step the feet back behind you, coming into plank pose. If you need to adjust yourself on the mat, that's fine. Adjust yourself. Shoulders over wrists, heels over the balls of the feet. And if you have any wrist sensitivity, you could bring the shoulders back behind the wrists. That'll give you a little bit more space. But if not, see if you can stack them. Hug the core in, hug the inner thighs. Make sure that they're engaged and spinning up toward the sky so you have plenty of space in the lower back. And then reach the heart forward, look forward a little bit. Keep stretching the legs back behind you. Downward facing dog. Leave the hands and feet where they are. Just lift the hips up and back. And with the feet, widen them a little bit more than hip width distance. Lift the heels up high. Bring both heels over to the right. So we're trying to make enough space so you can bring the heels over to the right and still have space for the feet to be staggered, one in front of the other. And then push the hips up and back. So legs are straight, pushing the hips up and back, trying to stay even in the shoulders. And then come back up onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels up high. Same thing other side. Heels go over to the left, one foot in front of the other. Push the hips up and back. Keep the legs straight. Try to stay even in the upper body. Come back to center, downward facing dog. Glide forward to plank pose. Lower all the way down to the mat, nice and slow. Tops of the feet come to the mat, hands back by the lower ribs. Baby cobra. Exhale, release 2 more of those. Baby cobra on the inhale. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale up, maybe a little bigger. Exhale, release. Come back to plank pose. Take your time. Tuck the toes, fire up the legs, hug the core in. Start to push the mat away from you. Pausing in plank, back to downward facing dog. Start to walk the feet forward, up between the hands. Take a lot of steps. Keep the legs straighter and come into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more of those. Inhale up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, circle the arms all the way up to the top. Catch the left wrist with the right hand. Bring it up and over to the right. So those left hips will go out to the side. That's fine. Just make sure you're pressing down into both legs. Open up across the chest. Then come back up to center. We'll switch sides. Catch the right wrist with the left hand. Bring it up and over to the left. Right hips are probably going out to the right. That's fine as you lean over. Back up to center, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, all the way back down. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Lower all the way down to the mat with control, nice and slow. Inhale up, cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Either hands and knees to get there or take plank and work your way back. Bend the knees, look forward, step the feet forward, 1 foot at a time up to the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Bring the hands together overhead and down in front of the heart. Coming into Surya A's. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, hands down, back to plank pose. Lower down halfway to chaturanga. Inhale up for your back bend, maybe up dog this time, you choose. Exhale back, down dog. Few breaths in downward facing dog. Find that stretch, long legs, long arms, hips up and back. Bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly hop the feet forward between the hands. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, fold. All the way up on the inhale. Bring the hands together at the very top and down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, hands down. Make your way back through your vinyasa. Take your time, follow the breath. And bend the knees, look forward, feet forward. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, fold. All the way up on the inhale. Hands come together at the very top, down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, hands down, make your way back. Find a vinyasa on the way to downward facing dog. One last cycle of Surya Namaskar A. Bend the knees, look forward, bring the feet forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Bring the palms together overhead, down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, hands down, make your way back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, come to that wider stance. So a little bit wider than hip width, so you have room for the feet. Lift the heels up high. Bring both heels over to the right. Push the hips up and back. Keep the legs straight. shoulders even. Everything stays the same. Just glide forward to plank pose. Go slow. You can kind of scissor the inner thighs a little bit so you have some strength there. And then lift the left arm up. So you're coming into a side plank with the feet staggered. That left foot, sole the left foot, the front foot can come down toward the mat. So you're on the inner edge of the foot. And then you get lighter on the back foot, the right foot. You can bring the knee in toward the chest and extend that right leg out. You can set it down. So you're in fallen triangle. Lift the hips up. You can reach that left arm up and over. Get long in the left side body. Bring that left hand down to the mat. Right leg goes up and back. Three-legged down dog. Step the right foot forward, up between the hands. Spin the left heel down flat, setting up for warrior two. So heel to arch or a little wider if you want. Windmill the arms up, spread the arms out wide. So in your warrior two, get those legs nice and strong, both of them. Reach the left arm up, bend at the elbow, grab the elbow with the right hand. And then start to lean forward, but get long in the whole left side of the body. Keep opening the chest forward. Don't take the right knee with you. That's still going forward over the top of the mat. Then right forearm, right thigh, left arm extends. Reach as far as you can up and over with those left fingertips. Keep anchoring down through that left foot. Come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Bring the hands to the hips. Turn those right toes in. Fold forward halfway. Then bring the hands down in front of the shoulders. Walk both hands over to the right leg. Just coming into a feel-good stretch. Then come to the top of the mat. So turn the toes to face the top of the mat. You're in a lunge. Set that back knee down, untuck the toes, reach the arms all the way up. Make a fist with this right hand. Bring the right arm down by the side. And you're punching down with that right arm. You're lifting up with the left arm and over. That left arm goes up and over to the right. You're punching that right arm down as you reach up and over to the right with the left hand. Then come back up to center. Bring the palms together overhead, down in front of the heart, twist to the right. So hook the elbow outside of the right thigh, lift the chest, keep those hands together, hug the belly in to open the chest. You can stay right here with the back knee down, or you could tuck the back toes and lift the back leg if you want a little bit more. Either one is okay. You're still in the twist. Then bring the hands back down to the mat. Step back to plank pose, either down dog or vinyasa on the way. Once you get to downward facing dog, separate the feet a little wider than hip width. Lift the heels up high. Both heels come over to the left. Stay here with this down dog. Push the hips up and back. Let the legs be long, shoulders even. Slowly start to make your way to plank pose. Keep everything the way that it is. Just glide forward. Right arm reaches up for your side plank with the feet staggered. Right foot, front foot. Start to bring the sole of that foot down to the mat. Hover the left foot, bring the left knee in toward the chest. Extend that left leg out in front of you. You can set it down, lift the hips up. Right arm can reach up and over. So whole sole of the right foot's down on the mat. Then right hand down to the mat, lift that left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Left foot steps up between the hands. Spin the right heel down flat, warrior two, take your time. Then reach the right arm up, palm faces behind you, grab for the top of the shoulder blade, left hand, right elbow. So you're lifting out of the waist and driving down through the legs. Keep that. Start to lean forward about halfway. Keep opening the chest toward the side. Left forearm, left thigh. Extend the right arm up and over. Anchor down through that right foot. Reach up and over as far as you can with that right hand. You'll feel that arcing in the whole right side of the body. Try not to let the chest go down toward the mat. Keep opening it. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, hands to the hips. Turn those left toes in. Fold forward halfway. Bring the hands down in front of the shoulders. Walk the hands to the left foot. Left foot, left leg, whatever is right there without reaching too far. Find a lunge at the top of the mat. Turn the toes forward, plant the hands, set the back knee down, untuck the toes, reaching the arms up. Make a fist with the left hand, bring it down by the side of the body. Keep reaching the right arm up and then over to the left. Left fist is going down toward the mat as you do that. Pretty deep stretch here. Come back up to center, reach the left arm up, bring the palms together, down in front of the heart, hook the elbow outside of the left thigh, lift the chest as you come into the twist. Start to open the chest to the side, gaze goes in the direction that you're twisting in, up to you if you tuck those back toes and lift the back knee. Hands come back down to the mat. Make your way back to plank pose. Choose if you want the vinyasa. Take it if you do, skip it if you don't. Then bend the knees, look forward, feet forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Chair pose on the inhale. Bend the knees, reach the arms up. Make some space across the chest. Fire up the legs, and definitely heat up the core. Try to gaze at one spot without moving the eyes. All the way up to standing. Hands come together, down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. So just coming into Urd Bahasthasana. Feet are planted, arms reaching up, legs nice and long, core hugging in. So really long line. And then bring this right arm down by the side. Start to reach up and over to the right with the left arm. So you're even in the legs. But start to shift more weight over to the left leg, the left foot. So you're getting a little lighter in the right foot. The left hip can come out a little bit. Can you hover the right foot away from the mat? So that would mean lifting it. Right foot lifts. You're still keeping that arc in the left side of the body. Maybe you kick that right foot out to the side. Think about the knife edge of the foot, the outer edge of the foot just kicking out. Everything else stays the same. Bring it back into center. Reach the arms all the way up, down in front of the heart. Hug the right knee in toward the chest. So still standing on the left leg. Keep the right knee where it is. Keep action in that activity in that right foot. Reach the arms all the way up. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. So you can stay looking forward for your balance. If it feels pretty good today, look to the right. Or maybe even at that backhand. The right leg can stay bent. If you want more, you can extend it forward. Stand as tall as you can. Keep pressing out through the foot, whether it's extended or bent. Then reach the arms all the way back up. Extend that right leg if it's not already. Step the feet side by side. Forward fold. Take your time. Come all the way down. Let the head and the neck go. Then inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold back to chair pose. Bend the knees, reaching the arms up. Utkatasana. All the way up to standing Urd Bahasthasana. Keep reaching the arms up. Legs root down. Left arm comes down by the side. Right arm reaches up and over. So even in both legs, both feet, shine the chest forward, look forward. Now start to shift the weight over to the right leg. Hover the left foot away from the mat. Maybe kick the left foot out to the left. Keep leaning over to the right as you do that. Make sure you're breathing. Come back to center, set the foot down, reach the arms all the way up. Hug the left knee in toward the chest. Stand tall. Keep the left knee where it is. Reach the arms up. Right arm reaches forward. Left arm reaches back. Find that twist. Maybe the left leg extends forward. Just an option. Stand as tall as you can. Spread the arms out wide. Good. Then reach the arms all the way forward. Keep that left leg extended. Set the left foot down next to the right foot. Forward fold all the way down. Take your time. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back to plank pose, Vinyasa, down dog, you pick. Separate the feet a little bit wider. Lift the heels up high, both heels over to the right. Push the hips up and back. Stay in this down dog with the heels over. Legs straight. Start to make your way to plank pose. Keep the hands and the feet where they are. Left arm reaches up. Open up across the chest. Start to bring the sole of the left foot down onto the mat. Right knee in toward the chest. Extend that right leg forward. You can keep it lifted if you want to, or it can come down to the floor. Just reach the hips up. Keep reaching everything up. Left hand comes back down to the mat. Right leg up and back. Three-legged down dog. Right foot steps forward, up between the hands. Spin that left heel down flat, warrior two. Look to the side, to the point the chest and the gaze in the same direction. Reach the left arm up, bend at the elbow, grab that right elbow. Lift up and over so you come leaning forward halfway, opening up across the chest. Right forearm, right thigh. Extend the left arm. Get long in the left side of the body. Reach with those left fingertips as you anchor down through the left foot. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Let's take triangle. We'll go slow though. So you can shorten the stance, reach that right arm forward and stay here. So the hips shift back. Keep all this length in the right side body. Don't lower the chest. Just bring the right hand down and the left arm up. And then reach up with that left arm. Reach down with the right arm. Squeeze those legs together. Back to warrior two. Hands to the hips, straighten the front leg. Turn those toes in to face the side of the mat. Fold forward halfway. Bring the hands down. This time, left hand in front of the face. Right arm reaches up for a wide-legged twist. Right hand comes down. Turn to face the top of the mat, coming into a lunge. Set that back knee down, untuck the toes, shift the hips back, coming into half splits. So you can push that heel straight forward, reach the heart forward. It's like that heel sliding back towards you as you reach the heart forward over the toes. Spread the toes. So notice where the stretch is here with the toes pointing straight up. Keep everything the same, just rotate the foot out to the right. So those right toes go out to the right and you'll feel the stretch move to the outer edge of the right leg. Back to regular half splits, toes point up, set that right foot down onto the mat, reach the arms all the way up. Bring the hands together down in front of the heart, hook the elbow outside of the thigh, lift the chest, come into the twist. Maybe you keep the back knee down, maybe you tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Hands can stay together, or you can open up the arms wide if you want to take it up a notch. If the arms are open wide, take another inhale, bring the hands back together on the exhale. We'll all bring the hands down to the mat, make our way back, downward facing dog. Take your time. From down dog, separate the feet a little bit wider, lift the heels up high, both heels over to the left, push the hips up and back, keep the legs straight. Then glide forward to plank pose. Right arm reaches up, side plank. Right foot down on the mat, sole of the foot. Get lighter in the back leg, knee to chest, extend that left leg out in front of you or set the foot down. Either way is fine. Right hand to the mat, three-legged down dog. Left leg goes up and back. Step it through to the top of the mat, warrior two. Reach that right arm up, palm faces behind you, grab for the top of the shoulder blade, left hand, right elbow. Root down through the legs, lift up out of the chest, take it forward halfway. Anchor down through that right leg, right foot. Left arm, left thigh. Reach that right arm up and over. Keep opening the chest. Be mindful of the length on the left side of the body. You don't want to take away from that. Back up, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, shorten the stance if you want to. Come halfway into triangle. So reach forward as far as you can with the left arm. Feel those hips shift back. Then let that left hand come down, keeping the height of the chest. Right arm reaches up. Spread the arms as far as you can away from one another and squeeze those legs together. Hug the belly in, open up across the chest. So you're finding your wingspan, trying to get the right hand over the left hand. Start to make your way back to warrior two. Take your time. Hands to the hips, straighten the front leg, turn those left toes in to face the side of the mat. Fold forward halfway, bring the hands down in front of the shoulders. Right hand in front of the face, so it's pretty far forward. You can even shift forward a little bit so the hips are over the heels. Left arm reaches up, you're twisting toward the front of the mat. Left hand down to the mat. Turn the toes to face the top of the mat. Set that back knee down, untuck the toes, shift the hips back, half splits. Push that heel forward, reach the heart forward, spread the toes on the left foot. Isometrically pulling that left heel back without moving it. Start to turn the left toes out to the left. So you're coming on the outer corner of the left heel. Back up to center with the toes. Set that foot down onto the mat. Reach the arms all the way up, low lunge. Bring the hands together down in front of the heart. Twist to the right. Hook the elbow outside of the thigh. Lift the chest. Come into your twist. Decide if you want that back knee down or if you're tucking the toes and lifting the back knee. Maybe you open up the arms wide. Take another inhale if you have the arms wide. Exhale, bring the hands back together. Everyone, bring the hands back down to the mat. Make your way back any way you want to downward facing dog. Few breaths in downward facing dog. And then bend the knees, look forward, bring the feet forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, chair pose. All the way up to standing, hands come together, down in front of the heart. So we'll play with that side stretch again and come into the twist. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, Urd Bahasthasana. Right arm down by the side. Lift that left arm up and over to the right. Get strong in the left side of the body, especially the left leg. Hover the right foot away from the mat. Maybe kick it out to the side, out to the right. Then come back up to standing, reach the arms all the way up, hug the right knee in toward the chest, stand tall. So we're coming into the twist. You can do the same thing we did before and reach the right arm back and the left arm forward. You could play with grabbing the outer edge of the right foot and extending the leg forward and reaching that right arm back. If it's too much, grab the knee or keep the arms out wide and extend that right foot forward. So see which one you have the most space for. Stand as tall as you can. Maybe you change the gaze if you want to challenge yourself. Then reach the arms all the way up. Extend that right leg out in front of you. Right leg next to the left leg. Forward fold. Stay in this forward fold once you get there. A couple extra breaths. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. All the way up to standing. Stay in Urd Bahasthasana. Root down through the legs, reach up through the fingertips. Left arm comes down by the side, reach up and over with the right arm. Stay looking forward, find one spot in front of you. Start to shift the weight over to the right foot. Hover the left foot away from the mat. Kick it out to the left. Keep that arc in the right side of the body. Come back to center. Hug the left knee in toward the chest. Coming into the twist, same options as before. Maybe you play with grabbing the outer edge of the right foot with the or left foot with the right hand and reach back with the left arm. If it's too much, hang on to the knee or spread the arms out wide and extend the leg forward. Stand tall, get long in the spine, lift the crown of the head up. Reach the arms forward, lift that left leg high, step the left foot next to the right foot, forward fold all the way back down. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, hands down. Last vinyasa, take your time with it. Back to downward facing dog. And then bring the knees down to the mat, feet over to one side, sit back onto the hips, extend the legs out in front of you. Let's do bridge pose. Grab a block if you want one, set it next to the hips, lie all the way down onto your back. So we didn't do a whole lot of back bending today. Definitely start with bridge pose, and then you can venture deeper if you know your body is open for that. So press into the feet, lift the hips up, slide a block underneath you or take an active bridge. Either way, get those shoulders underneath you a little bit so you get a little bit more lift and spreading in the chest. You can interlace the fingers underneath you, grab the outer edges of the mat. And then slowly release. Bring the hips back down. Rest here for a couple of breaths. And you totally let that go. So arms are relaxed, fingers are relaxed. And if you're on a block, you can stay there. You don't have to move. All right, 2 more rounds. Stick with bridge pose. If you want something deeper, come into it. Lift yourself up, coming into bridge pose. If you're taking Urd and you feel really open and you know that's safe for your body, go for it. Otherwise, probably stick with bridge. And slowly start to release the hips back down to the mat. Rest. Third and final round when you're ready. Press into the feet, lift the hips up, come back into it. Last back bend. So find any last space you can get with this one. One more inhale. Exhale brings you back down to the mat, nice and slow. Untuck the shoulders, let the arms relax. And then take happy baby. Reach to the insides of the legs, grab the outer edges of the feet. If it feels too far away, you can always grab the backs of the thighs, the calves, whatever's right there. And set the feet back down onto the mat. Scoot the hips over to the right. Bring the knees over to the left, coming into a spinal twist. Reach that right arm out to the side. Let the gaze fall over the right arm. So we did a lot of twisting today. Ideally, the shoulders are down on the mat. That right arm's heavy. I think I'll bring the gaze back up to center, start to switch sides. Hips go over to the left, knees to the right. Reach out with that left arm and close the eyes. And then turn the head the other way. So look over the right arm. Bring the left arm over to the right arm and use the hands to come back up to seated. So we're coming to an easy cross-legged seat facing the top of the mat. Once you get here, same thing we did before at the beginning of class, although I will give you another option if your hips are feeling open or you just generally have open hips. You can take this front foot and stack it on top of that knee in front of you. If there's a giant gap like me between the knee and the bottom foot, you can sit with the hands back and just stay here in double pigeon and see if that gap gets closer. You could also put a block between the foot and the knee. And then if there is no gap, then you can start to fold forward and do it this way. If this is out of the question and just not a good idea, you just keep that foot down on the mat and do your forward fold. So see what kind of a hip opening you're looking for. Take it, be there. Try to stay on your mat. So the mind wants to wander, especially when we slow down. And the thing that brings us back is the breath. I find it helpful to focus on whatever I'm trying to open in a specific pose and send the breath to that area of the body in a very soothing way. Start to walk the hands back in toward the body. Uncross the legs. Shift your way back so you can cross the legs the other way, bringing the other shin in front. Sit up tall. Find your pose on this side. If you're playing with double pigeon, maybe you stack the foot, see what happens on this side. Remember, you can stay with the hands back, especially this side's probably totally different than the first side, maybe. So maybe you take one of the other options and work your way into it. And then remember, if it's not happening on this side, you just take the foot and set it back down onto the mat. Start to make your way into your hip stretch wherever it is on this side. Start to make your way back up. Go slow. If you have the foot on top of the knee, uncross it and then extend the legs out in front of you. Keeping the legs strong, the toes up, reach the arms all the way up and fold over the legs. Legs might be a little longer than usual, so maybe the feet are right there. Maybe you have room to put a block behind the feet. And a lot of this is anatomy. So if the feet aren't right there, you might not have extremely long arms like I do. So, teach his own. All right. Start to make your way back up. And we'll set up for Savasana. Unless you want to do a seated meditation, you can come into that. Scoot yourself forward, lie all the way down onto your back. If you have something to cover the eyes, do it. Extend the legs out in front of you. Let the feet flap open. Lift the chest. Get the shoulder blades underneath you so the chest can just fall open. And if you're feeling any tenderness in the lower back, bring the soles of the feet to the mat out wide and let the knees knock together. This is still a really relaxing Shavasana and one that gives you a little bit more space in the lower back. So tons of options to make yourself comfortable. Take one more breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, let it go. Let the body breathe on its own. You're done with the breath control. You just lie here and do nothing. Let the body absorb the practice, your mind, your spirit. Just be. Begin to make your way back to the breath. Keep everything else still. Just use the breath to find some movement. Then you can find some movement in the hands and the feet. Maybe open and close the hands. So make fists with the hands and then spread the fingers out wide and do that a few times. Starting to feel the forearms open up, warm up. And let that go. Reach the arms overhead. Get really long on the mat. Start to walk the feet in, bending the legs. And you'll roll over onto your right side. Cradle the head and the arms. Stay there. Take a deeper inhale in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Use the hands to bring yourself up to an easy cross-legged seat. Sitting up tall, keep the eyes closed. Coming back into this place of home within your body. Bring the hands together in front of you. Maintain the lift of the chest as you bow the head to honor and acknowledge your heart and spirit, as well as everyone around you. Bring the head back up, blink open the eyes. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining. I love the opportunity to teach this class. It's always better when you join me.